Puka Nacua was the breakout star for the 2023 rookie class. He went on to shatter rookie receiving records, win a lot of people fantasy football championships, and look like the next NFL superstar wideout. But he was also a 5th round pick in the NFL draft. Every team had the chance to take the BYU receiver, and they didn't. So that begs the question, who did they take instead? Who were the 19 wide receivers taken before Puka, and how did their rookie years play out? Let's dive into it. The first wide receiver taken off the board, Jackson Smith-Njigba, was taken with the 20th pick by the Seattle Seahawks. However, while he was electric in college, seen as even better than Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave at Ohio State, he wasn't really drafted into the best position, and so he didn't get to shine in his rookie year. The pick was more towards the future, with Smith-Njigba eventually replacing Tyler Lockett, and he did slowly work his way into the rotation more as the year went on, showing off flashes of his playmaking potential.
I just want to give a big shout out to my mom. She will be putting her 2 weeks notice in today.
Yeah, you might want to start catching some balls before you make promises like that. Quentin Johnston out of TCU was hyped up all throughout the draft process, going as wide receiver 2, and safe to say he was a massive disappointment. But for now, he's still functioning as the Chargers wide receiver 1, so between Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, maybe he can turn it around. The Ravens have been trying to find a true wide receiver 1 for Lamar Jackson for a while now, and looks like they found one in Zay Flowers. He's super fast, a great route runner. While he's not the biggest guy, he can still make the 50-50 jump balls. Just don't go around punching benches anytime soon. The last first-round wide receiver taken, Jordan Addison, definitely had it the easiest out of the bunch. Running opposite Justin Jefferson means you're going to get a lot of one-on-one looks. But Addison didn't disappoint. He had a great rookie year and is set up for a great sophomore jump, as long as Sam Darnold isn't the one throwing him the ball. Bryce Young definitely didn't have the best rookie campaign, so that didn't help Jonathan Mingo out any, but Mingo also didn't help himself out either. I mean, if you can't beat out geriatric 80-year-old Adam Thielen, I don't know what that says about you. The Green Bay Packers are all about youth right now, and even with Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, they might have found their new wide receiver 1 in Jaden Reed. Who knows what's going to happen now? He might be playing football out in the yard with Henry Ruggs, but Rashee Rice was dominant down the stretch for the Chiefs and emerged out of arguably the worst wide receiver room in the NFL as a guy who can actually catch the ball. Marvin Mims went early in the draft to the Broncos, and considering they had limited picks and already had Courtland Sutton, Jerry Jeudy, and Tim Patrick, they must have seen something they liked. And with Tim Patrick coming back off the ACL and Jeudy now on the Browns, maybe Mims will have time to shine as their new wide receiver 2. Tank Dell really broke the mold for small guy wide receivers, a mold that I guess Devontae Smith technically already broke. But he was electric as a rookie and is set up to be a part of an amazing Texans offense for the next year. Jalen Hyatt is a true deep threat speed threat, but considering that he had Daniel Jones and Tommy DeVito chucking him the ball for most of the year, even when he was able to make the field, well, the verdict is still out. Suddenly finding himself as the wide receiver 4 for the Cleveland Browns, with Deshaun Watson throwing him the ball, safe to say we won't see much from Cedric Tillman the next year. And he didn't do much this past year either, barely reaching over 200 yards for the season. Josh Downs is another smaller slot wide receiver who looks like he's got some great potential. Plus, the Colts do need a true wide receiver too, and Anthony Richardson showed that he could be a franchise QB, so might have a great year next year. Michael Wilson is, for now, the de facto wide receiver 1 for the Arizona Cardinals, mostly because he's the only guy bigger than 6 feet on the roster. Of course, all that is going to change when the Cardinals take Marvin Harrison Jr. at the draft. Trey Tucker had one great game against the Chargers when the Raiders absolutely blew them up, but other than that, didn't really do much. The second wide receiver from TCU drafted by the Chargers, even after Mike Williams got hurt, QJ busted, and Keenan stopped playing, Darius Davis still only got 66 receiving yards. Our first white wide receiver, so a gym rat, lunchbox kind of guy, Charlie Jones totaled an amazing 7 catches this past year. Tyler Scott was drafted in the 4th round by the Bears. While now he's going to get to play with Caleb Williams, he's not going to see much action behind DJ Moore and Keenan Allen and probably Rome Odunze coming in. Justin Shorter has no recorded stats according to ESPN, so that's not great. Like we said, the Packers are all about youth right now, and Dontavian Wicks actually showed up as a rookie, having nearly 600 receiving yards and 4 touchdowns. Great value for a 5th round pick. Of course, the next wide receiver taken was Puka Nacua though, the guy who shattered the rookie wide receiver receiving record, having a better rookie season than Jamar Chase, Jay Jettas, and everyone else on this list. He's the best wide receiver to come out of the class and looks like he's got the makings of an NFL superstar.